Hi, Rita.
Hello, thank you for hosting.
You're welcome. It took me a while. I don't know. We
Did
just
it?
want to, I don't know. Everything was just whirling around for quite a while.
So Linda, I have the two documents that we're going to be talking about tonight just available. So
Yep.
you want to make me a co-host, and that way I could share those on
Sure.
the screen if people want to see them. I did just send an email too.
Yeah.
I forwarded something from Donna. Okay, great. You saw it.
Okay.
And then I actually did the editing. I edited our document based on that.
Whoop, no, wait a minute.
Police study group had the fastest meeting tonight.
Oh,
I was like, oh yeah.
How was it?
It was just accepting the report,
Right.
or finalizing the report, and then it will be given to the select board.
Has have you guys gone any farther with the fire chief hiring?
I'm just trying to remember. I know we talked about, Linda, did we appoint the committee? I think
Pardon?
we did. And
I'm sorry.
the fire chief
No, that's on the.
didn't appoint the committee, but okay. Because we had all the name, we figured out who it's going to be, and then the advertising is.
It was waiting for was the personnel board and finance committee representatives.
Okay.
And the additional two people.
Right. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all here, are we not?
I think it's everybody here.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great.
So let's start. First item is the minutes from last meeting. Anybody have any comments?
I miss seeing Linda's minutes. They're great to read.
Thanks.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I'll make a motion that we.
Mine.
I had a couple.
Eh, Elaine, I like yours, but Linda's in her own class.
It's my job. Don't forget, that's the thing. It's my job.
Did somebody say they had a comment?
I had a couple of comments. Does anybody else have any?
No.
All right, so Linda, at the bottom of the first page,
Hang on, I have to get them up.
okay.
I'm operating on two computers because of hosting the meeting. So okay, I'm ready.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So at the very bottom of the first page, where the sentence that starts, Farrell explains that the CPC's role is recommending projects.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Got
Okay,
it.
so
Yeah.
that's the first one.
Little friendly amendment there. Okay. Oh, yeah. And I see there's another one. It says Kestrel Lands Trust, not land.
Yeah.
Got
So at the bottom of the paragraph 3,
Yep.
at the second to the last sentence, third to last sentence, we says that seconds a motion to approve the request for the use of $5,000 in recreation funds.
Right. Yeah.
And 5,000 in open space. Shouldn't it be 45,000?
Yes. I got it. I see it now.
Oh,
Yep. It's
you
funny
got
as I reread this, but anyway, thank you.
Good. And the other
Okay.
comment I had, which is not directly related to you, Linda, is that we use the term lawsuit in here again. And it's bothered me since the last meeting. When Tom Seifert said that we were involved in a lawsuit. And we are not involved in a lawsuit. He submitted a request to the Massachusetts discrimination group about an issue at the club. And several members of the board of directors, including me, were mentioned in that complaint. And that's the only thing that we have. That's definitely not a lawsuit, but it appears as a lawsuit from the last meeting. So what I was thinking about doing was just saying that in this meeting, in the minutes for this meeting, is that was incorrect. That it was we're parties to a
complaint. Right, yeah.
discrimination complaint with MCAD.
Yeah, I just, put what he said, so,
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
And I didn't make a big enough issue about it last time, but it's been bothering me since then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, those are the only changes I had.
Thank you, Alan, for finding my errors. Thank you.
Anybody else? No. Okay, so do I hear a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
I mean, who moved
Moved by
it?
Rita and seconded by Michael. All those in favor signify by saying aye in order. Linda,
Oh, aye.
Rita,
Carol, I.
Mateo,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Elaine,
I'm going
Henry.
I was not.
I'm sorry, I'm going to abstain. I'm
cannot
going to abstain because I wasn't there.
Oh, that's right. You weren't there. That's right. Henry,
As well, I was not there, so cannot vote.
you weren't there either. And Hanson's aye. Okay. On to the next item. Next. Is there a comment? No. The next item are the warrant articles to be submitted to town meeting. And these are, you should have a copy of these. I sent them to,
Alan, I'm going to try to share the screen just so we have them
okay.
as edited.
Go
Let me just
ahead.
see. There they are.
Sorry.
Can you guys, do you guys see that?
But
Yeah.
see, yours worked so well. And when I do this, mine get all screwed up
Yeah,
for some
Okay.
reason.
I don't know what's behind that. Okay,
Can you move them? Can you move it up
I move it up. Oh, yeah.
so that we can see the beginning?
Yep.
All right, so the first two of these are the standard warrant articles that move money in the budget to the correct components of the budget. So the $5,100 goes to the open space, the historic resource and community housing, and then $32,000 to the budgeted reserve. And
Alan, on the first one, should it say fiscal year 2023 rather than 2022?
well, yeah, so it's a FY 2023 budget, if you notice. But
Right,
it's the town meeting in 2022.
okay. I'll
So
just
I
have them,
don't know which date to use.
all right. I'll just make sure somebody looks at that.
Okay. Yeah, certainly the budget is for the 2023 budget,
Yeah, I think it should be
I
2023.
think
I'm gonna
it's
change it.
2023.
Yeah,
which definitely the
then-
50, right. But town meeting is in 2022, so that's why there's two dates. there.
right. But it's a fiscal year, it's the next fiscal year that we're talking about.
Yeah, it always gets me confused too.
Yeah.
I don't even pretend to understand it anymore. And the second one appropriates $2,500 to the committee for administrative and operational expenses. So those two are standard. They've been standard for the last, I don't know how many years. When did we start? We started what, 2011 or something?
I don't even remember.
We'll come back to that later.
1893.
Okay, so the next article, Article 3, is the article to appropriate $10,000 to support restoration and repair of the historic mile guide post. Or guard, excuse me, guide board on the town common. Article 4 is the Ames Pond article, $22,000 in support of the Kestrel Trust.
Alan,
Yeah,
just wondering if the historical commission would be included in the as far as sponsors go for the previous one, number 3.
for the Kestrel Trust.
No, for the
The
historical.
guide board.
It's on the top there.
Oh,
that's
for the
fine.
guide
It's on-
board.
It's on the top. It's on the top. Yeah.
Yeah, right now we have the Community Presentation Committee.
Right.
Did you
Well,
guys
I think-
vote, Henry? Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
vote? Oh,
yeah,
okay, so I
yes.
can just put in what's in the next one, like, so supported by Shutesbury Historical Commission, right?
Yep.
Well,
and-
since the Historical Commission submitted the article, I didn't think.
Yeah, but
Well,
It's kind of, you're right. Okay, we can leave it there. It's not a big problem.
but we're putting money on it as well, so.
right.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Yep.
So Article 4 is the Kestrel Trust project on Ames Pond. Did anybody have any comments on this one? No. And then the final, Article 5, sorry, is the purchase of lot R15 along Pelham Hill Road, or Pelham Road rather,
Pelham Hill Road.
Pelham Hill Road.
Mhm.
What does it say here?
Pelham Road.
Yeah, I ought to fix that.
I got it.
Yeah, I ought to fix it on mine though. On Pelham Hill Road. Okay. Anything else on this one? Okay, Article 6 is also, so this one has a change to it, which I just got from, I think from Rita
Yes.
or somebody.
So,
This is
yeah,
the
you
one-
just,
This is the one where we were trying to move the community garden, which was originally supposed to be behind Town Hall. But now they want to move it to lot 032, which is, I think, where the new library may or may not occur. So there was a suggestion from the town legal representative that how to word this. And you have it, Rita, right?
yeah, so
You
this is
said
it.
Everybody has it.
Yeah, I did the edit on this document. So this is.
Oh,
the-
okay, so this is the new one.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even read this.
that's okay.
I'm still
Yeah, I
old.
just did it right after I got it from Donna.
This is your document, not mine. So
Yes,
that's
this is my document.
right. Okay. So this is $20,000 for the community garden.
But it
which
doesn't
was-
look like,
which was already passed last year. The only difference here is that we're moving it from behind Town Hall to lot 032.
it doesn't, I mean, the way this reads, Alan, it's not asking for approval of spending money. It's just saying how
Right.
much was appropriated already.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Do we need to specify after the word or after the phrase be used? Do we need to specify be used instead for a community garden?
Community garden at Town Hall to be
Or is that self-evident?
a community garden appropriated.
I think that's self-evident. Yeah. I mean, Donna
It should be
drafted
okay,
this.
But it could be
so-
to be used.
Yeah,
Could be.
I'd
either
rather
way.
I'd like to stick with this language. It was drafted by our town council. So,
All right, let's just stick with it. then.
The other thing
it's
is
not-
stylistic. Should there be a dash between O and 32? Since that's the usual.
Yep, yep. No,
Nope.
other way around.
Between O and 32.
what do you mean? Lot, where's the dash?
Between the O and the 3.
Oh, and the 3, too. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Rita, will you send these all out to us?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And
Just Yeah.
Go ahead, Henry.
just a quick question about the sponsor. Does that mean to say those whoever's funding or putting up funds for it? Is that the designation of sponsor there?
The sponsored is the CPC is submitting these articles.
Yeah,
So-
I'm just curious because for the Historical Commission, we also have funding coming from the Friends of the Historical Commission.
But
But-
the
think
sponsor is
sponsorship
who's
legislative.
introducing it to town.
Yeah,
It's
Okay,
not, it's not a financial sponsor, it's a legislative sponsor.
got it,
right.
got it.
And
Right, it's not
should,
necessarily financial, it's just, usually we get a letter saying that we're in favor of this occurring, so.
and should the final article be sponsored also by the rec committee?
No, we're the sponsor. You could, you know, we could put
How
in
about,
supported.
supported by,
Supported,
I
yeah.
mean,
We
supported
are
by.
supported by the Recreation Committee.
Yep.
But it says in the title that it's recreation.
I know, we did it before, though. We
I
did.
know, yeah,
So let's make them consistent.
What the heck?
right.
It's committee, not commission, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just noticed that there's a footer on this with the wrong date. Where do I
Just
edit?
Go down to the bottom and just click on the footer and it'll let you edit.
Okay.
Double click. There you go.
Oh, yeah, okay. So do I put today's date?
Why not?
Sure.
We're voting.
21st,
What is today, 21?
21.
You got to get the right year.
Yeah, got it. Okay,
What year is it?
2022.
April 21st, 2022. There we go.
And then read
Okay.
up in the upper right, the red X closes the footer. All the way
Oh,
at the top.
yeah,
is red.
okay, well, I want to do this one too.
They
Oh, it
all-
changed it already.
It
Oh,
changed.
good.
Yeah,
They should do it all of them. It's the same.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we're done with the footer. And we're done with the,
Alan, I was going to suggest that we vote these one by one since you had a conflict on the Pelham Hill Road site, Right.
yeah, that's fine with me.
recommending it.
Can I ask a question that is purely out of my ignorance and not at all about these? I know that Alan had mentioned Articles 1 and 2 are sort of legacy articles that are always included. How are these figures arrived at and what are they for in terms of moving money? Like we don't have any community housing projects this year. So what is that money being moved for? Is that for
It's part of
existing
the
projects?
statute.
But
The statute requires that 10% of the funds be moved for specific purposes. So even if we don't have projects there, the way that our money is, recorded kind of with the treasurer is that there are accounts specifically for those activities.
Okay,
That
so
can't be spent for anything else but those activities.
got it. So it's just like designating those into that
Yes.
bucket and it's for
Yep.
nothing. Okay.
Yep.
And the amount
these,
is,
these have appeared on the budget, on the warrant articles since the beginning of the planet,
yeah,
or whichever, or the beginning of the committee, whichever came first.
and I gather
Um,
we're getting less money this year than last.
Right, but we still, I don't know what would happen if the amount of money we got actually fell below the sum of those. What would that be, about 47,300 something? I don't know what would happen. The state went bankrupt or something. Anyway,
Right, well,
not our
part of
problem.
it,
It's not
part
our
of it-
problem this year. We'll keep it for future reference. Okay, so I agree, Rita. Let's do them one by one.
Okay. So I make a motion that we approve Article 1 as presented for the annual town meeting warrant.
Do I hear a
Second
second?
that, I seconded.
Okay. So are there any comments before we vote? No? Okay, let's vote. Linda, Ava Scott,
aye,
Rita Farrell,
Aye.
Michael DiChiara,
Aye,
Elaine Paleo,
Aye.
Matteo Pangalo.
Aye,
Am I pronouncing that right, Matteo?
yes.
Good. Henry Geddes,
Yes,
Alan Hansen, aye.
Michael,
Article 2. This is the 2,500 money that comes to the committee for whatever we need it for.
I move that we accept Article 2 as presented for the annual town meeting warrant.
Second,
Okay, we'll vote. Scott,
Aye.
Farrell,
Aye.
DeChiara,
aye.
Geddes,
I,
Hanson, aye. Kaleo,
Aye.
Pangala,
Aye.
Article 3.
I move that we accept Article 3, the Shutesbury Historical Commission for the as written for the annual town meeting warrant.
Second.
Leo, second.
A
Okay.
second, are there any comments before we vote? No? Hanson, aye. Kaleo,
Aye.
Pangolo,
Aye.
Geddes,
I,
DeChiara,
Aye.
Farrell,
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
I'm trying to mix you all up here. Everybody gets a chance to go first. So my problem is I can't control the screen here, Rita, so you're gonna have to move it up.
Yeah, it's up. Article 4.
And-
Can you see it?
Yeah,
And-
I just want to get a heads up that with this wind, I just got a notice that my internet is unstable, so we all bag out.
if you disappear, we'll know why.
Yep.
Before we
Before we,
Yeah.
excuse me, Ellen, I'm sorry,
Yep.
but before we go to Article 4, based on what happened at the last meeting, does Alan need to recuse himself from this one?
Yeah, I don't, I will, just to keep things on the safe side. I don't believe that I have to, but I will. Okay,
Thanks, Alan. Yeah, that's, yeah.
okay, so we'll vote on Article 4. Are there any questions or comments before we vote? No? Yes?
So I just think, how about, how about if someone else just handles that one, so there's no question?
Sure. Okay. So we're gonna do Article 4. Are there any questions before we vote? All right, so I make a motion that we approve Article 4 as written for the annual town meeting warrant.
Second,
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Scott,
Aye.
Paleo,
Aye.
Hanson,
I recuse myself.
okay, Geddes,
I,
DeChiara,
aye.
Pangalo.
Aye.
Okay, so I'll just take the next one too.
Yeah,
So Article,
this one I definitely have a conflict with.
so Article 5 is appropriating $50,000 for towards the purchase of Lot R15 along Pelham Hill Road. Any discussion before I entertain a motion?
Just noting your correction of for to towards, does that language need to be changed in the warrant as well? Where it says fund balances for the purchase of lot, should it be fund balances toward the purchase of lot?
Fund balances.
I don't
Did
see,
we, is that what we said in previous ones?
No, you just said it out loud.
Oh, I did? Okay, no, 4 is fine.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wanna make sure we're in here.
Whoa, I gotta watch what I say.
I'm glad you're doing it and not me.
I'll make a motion to accept Article 5 as written for the annual town meeting warrant.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion? All right, we'll go ahead and vote. Let me make sure I'm getting everybody here. Scott,
Aye.
Paleo,
Aye.
Pangalo,
Aye.
Hanson,
Because I'm in a butter, I recuse myself from the vote.
okay, DeChiara,
Aye.
Geddes,
Aye.
and Farrell, aye. I don't know if I voted on the last one. I meant to.
You did.
I did. Okay, good. All right.
Just
Articles
quick question.
6. Yeah.
I can go back to this now.
Okay,
really.
good. Thanks.
Okay, Article 6, will approve $20,000 for the community garden to be moved. Essentially, what this does, it moves the garden to Lot 032. Does anybody have any comments or questions before we vote? There are none. So we will vote.
I'll make the motion that we approve it.
Thank you.
I second. Geddes.
Henry seconded. Okay, Scott,
Aye.
Farrell,
Aye.
DeTiero,
Aye.
Geddes.
Aye.
I recuse myself, Hanson, Paleo,
Aye.
Pangolo.
Aye.
Okay, it passes. Okay, are there any other questions about the warrant articles and what comes next with them?
I have again, a question out of ignorance. At the town meeting, how does it work? Does the CPC need to make a presentation of any kind, or does it just roll along?
But Terry, you get
Well,
up and you present
It
about it.
depends. It depends when this occurs and how tired people are. Typically, we make a very short presentation and then the warrant articles are voted on.
But the key is someone has to be there who understands it. So if there are questions, we can respond.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Rita, where is this showing up? Do you know in the order?
We haven't done the warrant yet, so I have no idea where it's going to show up.
Okay.
We have so many warrant articles this year. It's nuts.
Quick,
I think we
quick,
just got about 10 from the assessor.
quick observation.
Great.
Quick observation. On number 5 for consistency, I wonder if we're going to do the supported by. Is it number 5?
Yeah, you're right,
Oh.
Henry.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, it's
Did
just
you
for
want to
consis-
put supported by Conservation Commission
you
and
know,
Open Space Committee?
Exactly. I
Oh,
don't know if that
sure,
makes
we'll
sense.
make it consistent. We might as well.
We're gonna have to revote this now?
No.
Okay.
Minor detail.
Commission.
Commission,
A commission.
Commission.
the Conservation Commission, yes. Open space.
Nice.
Okay, do
We say
have any-
we have to revote it?
No, I was recommending not.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
no,
The substance didn't change.
The substance didn't change.
We
Okay,
could ask for any objections, and seeing none.
thank you.
Do we have any other ones that are going to have to be?
No,
updated?
this is it. This is all the articles.
All the rest of them are right. Like I said, I can't change the.
Okay, and
Okay,
I will, does
I-
you want me to send this to everybody? Want me to-
I see one minor thing. Sorry.
huh?
In Article 4, in the list of supported by, open space, recreation are both committees, but conservation is a commission.
Uh-huh.
Right. Open
Sorry.
Space and Recreation Committees and the Conservation Commission.
Can you tell I'm an English professor?
Yeah.
You're right, open
Got to
space.
maintain the parallel.
Okay. Is
That
that-
looks good to me.
Okay, that's it, guys.
Okay. We've lost any opportunity to make further changes, right?
So I will send this to all of you after the meeting.
Okay, good.
Great.
And I'll
Thank you,
attach it
Rita.
to the minutes.
Okay, great.
We can attach them to the minutes. So I guess the next item on the agenda is the voting on the changes to the termination policy. So this was a new policy that we had decided we needed to take care of the case where somebody who was awarded a contract or a grant through the committee and didn't complete what was stated in the agreement. How did we get out of it? And what did we do? So this is what our lawyer came up with after our first attempt at a draft article, not article, but a policy. I thought I had some comments here somewhere. Let me find it. Does anybody have any comments on this?
I have several.
Yeah, I do too. You want to start with you, Matteo?
So my first relates in the third paragraph to the 3 years provision. And again, this is probably a function of my ignorance, but is that 3 years a requirement of the CPA? Is it something that we came up with? What about projects that take longer than 3 years? Where did that come from, that amount of time? Do we know?
We made it up.
We felt that was a reasonable amount of time. And then, that there's possibility of an extension.
So where's the 3 years in here? On
It's
paragraph-
the
which
third paragraph. Oh, here, like right here.
So I was going to
Oh,
comment on
I
that
see it.
too.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Um,
I'm a
I was
little
gonna-
slow tonight.
I wanted to say somehow could we have a caveat in there that if we have already approved the funds, knowing that it was going to take more than 3 years, so somehow saying that within 3 years of receipt of the funds,
Unless otherwise provided for in the grant agreement or.
Or unless otherwise specified. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Seems reasonable.
So,
and that way, I think that covers it.
Right. My other question here in this paragraph is so the phrase "the CPC shall recommend to the select board" implies that it's the select board that votes to grant the extension. But the first sentence in the paragraph states that it's up to the CPC. So I'm not sure who makes that ultimate decision about the extension.
Right.
Is it that we ask for permission from the select board to grant an extension, or do we just get to, or not we, but does the CPC get to vote?
So that's a good question. I had read that and at first I thought, oh no, that's wrong. Why would the select board have anything to do with it? So what happens is the select board executes the grant agreement because they're the authority. The CPC doesn't have the authority to execute the grant agreement. So the chair of the select board executes it. So what does that mean?
If since they execute it, then
Yeah.
they would have to agree to an extension.
Right. So should it be that
Right.
the CPC shall recommend to the select board that the grant completion time should be extended, and the select board, I'm going to try to phrase it, but explicitly state that it's the select board that makes that decision? Because the first sentence does make it seem, I can see how somebody who is getting a grant from the CPC might assume it's up to the CPC to grant the extension if it's not explicitly stated.
Right, because it said, right, it should say in the first sentence, or unless an extension is recommended by the CPC or something, not.
Recommended by the
Ah.
CPC and granted by the select board,
I see, yep,
Like that.
okay.
because that's where the authority
Okay,
is.
Yep. Amended by the CPC for cause.
Cause, and then
And then do we
Um,
have to put as granted, or is that covered in those later sentences?
I think it's
Put it there
covered
too?
later. It's
Yeah.
covered later, because then it says if it's, if an extension is desired, blah, 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 and then the CPC recommends to the select board.
Okay,
At least that looks right to me.
Yeah, I think that
okay. Does that clear it up?
town council should definitely review this because I'm not a
Mhm.
lawyer.
Yeah, we can send it back to her one more time. It gets slower and slower the closer it gets to town meeting, getting her responses. But
One thing that's, I mean, I don't have an objection to this, but it is interesting, that paragraph where we're talking about an extension, it
Yeah.
goes from grant recipient to CPC to select board. That's the chain of decision making.
Yeah.
But that, which makes sense and I'm fine with, but it's interesting in contrast because the next paragraph is the CPC deciding in its sole discretion to initiate a termination process. And the select board
Yeah.
doesn't have a role
Huh.
really.
Yeah,
It states the town meeting must vote to terminate the grant.
the grant itself,
The
right?
select board is involved with that decision and there's no indication that it has to be approved by the select board before.
right,
by town meeting.
right, because the last section, CPC shall have the right to recommend termination to the select board and town meeting.
Yeah, and I think in that place, in that mode, the select board is probably just acting as the body that determines the warrant. There's nothing else that, the way it's described, that they would have a decision-making role in.
Yeah, well, and it's because they executed the grant agreement. It's kind of a
Right.
weird, yeah, it's a weird,
I mean, I
I've
think,
never had the
Actually,
select board in the middle of this.
yeah,
I had trouble with this paragraph because I thought there were very long sentences that kind of ran on. And it seems to me this could be made a lot clearer. I have one of the comments I had that this paragraph should be clearer.
Which is the fourth paragraph, Alan? Is
Mhm.
This is in the event that,
In the event.
the one we're talking about.
Yeah,
So I'm suggesting that we give it back to her and tell her that this
she's
is,
no, I think we have to rewrite it.
Yeah.
She's, lawyers write like this.
Legally,
I,
I
I,
know they do, but, well,
I don't
Yeah,
find it.
I'm not gonna give it back to her and tell her to make it clearer. I think
don't-
we should make it clearer.
Yeah, I don't think it's terribly confusing. It's just there's a lot of scenarios built into one paragraph
Right,
that have to be
right.
identified.
there's a lot of scenarios
I
built
agree.
into one sentence. So does anybody want to take a shot at writing a cleaner version of this so we can talk about it at the next meeting?
well,
Or that we can talk about before the next meeting?
I'm just trying to be clear that what we're saying basically is that the decision to terminate a grant basically follows the same pipeline as the decision to administer a grant, right? Which is that it is recommended by the CPC, it's put on the warrant by the select board, and then it's ultimately voted on by town meeting.
Yes,
So I'm wondering if there's some way to clearly articulate that here. Because I agree with Michael that particularly this last sentence, right, kind of folds into, it's kind of ambiguous, right? with
Well, it
select
might
board
be,
and town meeting
it
language.
might be a sentence, as you just stated, Matteo, that it could introduce the whole thing, clarifying the logic of decision making. And then if there are any details, they could follow. In other words, the first sentence would clarify, this is the chain of command.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's in that last sentence, right? Like the
which
CPC. shall have the
sentence,
right-
can you just tell me which sentence you're talking about
Yeah,
now?
so, and it's the very last one on the paragraph. The CPC shall have the right to recommend termination of the grant to the select board, who will vote, I mean, something like who or which will then vote to present that to town meeting for approval, or, I mean, something to clarify that is the sequence of things that happen. It's the fact that to the select board and town meeting, leaves it ambiguous as to like, what if, I don't know, I guess nothing gets before town meeting unless it goes through the select board, but
Right.
The issue is whether this is sequential or in parallel, that you do is in both. So my suspicion is that she meant it to be done in series. In other words, that the select board, we recommend to the select board, and the select board brings it to town meeting. That would be my guess of what he's talking about. I don't know.
How about
How-
if we change
Or she's
the
talking.
How about-
first sentence? How about if we change the sentence? In the event that a Shutesbury CPA funds grantee fails to fulfill its obligations, either under the terms of the CPA grant agreement or as described in the recommended CPC grant proposal, the following actions will be taken. And then it's a new sentence, period.
How about a bullet?
Okay,
it should probably be
there's the
probably-
first bullet.
American.
Let's get all the,
because it's in sequence, right?
Yeah.
It would be
Mhm.
one, the CPC will provide written notice by certified mail, et cetera.
yeah.
Two, if the issues are not fulfilled.
Wait, let me find where we are. Oh, if the issues,
but-
okay.
Yep.
So it's just those two.
And no,
Well, then,
And
I would like
then
to recommend to the select
CPC
board,
shall have the right.
right? And
Sentence.
Oh, okay.
Right,
And then-
and I had an edit at the end of that sentence, to Mateo's point. I think if
Yeah.
you say, have the right to recommend termination of the grant to the select board for consideration by town meeting.
Okay, that's good.
Instead of shall have the right to termination of the grant to the select board.
There's a termination of the grant
To the select board.
for consideration at town meeting or by town meeting.
By town meeting.
Okay, is that it? Is that
I
right?
was thinking that
Yeah, I think that reads better.
I would use numbers instead of bullet points, just to emphasize that it's a sequence of
yeah,
first this happens and then that and that. I
How
also
much-
say, and again, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm going to defer to town council, but I hate the phrase reasonable amount of time.
Oh, you're not a lawyer.
What a floppy phrase. I mean, is it
By admitting that you never will be a lawyer.
like what?
Mateo, it's
Reasonable
job
to whom?
security. It's job security for them.
Oh, Linda, you have your hand raised.
I have a question. I don't understand where it says in the number two, the very last section where it says, and prosecuted to completion in a reasonable amount of time. I don't know why the word prosecuted is used.
I think it's being just used as a
Legal,
synonym for
yeah.
pursued or attempted or followed, not even attempted, but actually accomplished. It's an ugly word.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
How about we could say could it just say and completed in a reasonable amount of time?
Well, I think the idea is that they're underway to complete. So there's not a
Oh.
determination. You have, so it's sort of, it's that effort. They're putting in an effort to complete.
wait, but
So.
is there a
we-
different word? Because
But
Yeah,
it's- the way it's worded is absurd. I mean, you know,
I understand it needs to be, it's emphasized that it be completed in a reasonable amount of time, but the word prosecuted is confusing to me.
And reasonable efforts are made to complete in a reasonable amount of
How
time.
about, how about
And-
executed to completion?
It doesn't,
Does
And
that,
what they're
that's
saying is if you-
confusing
if you
because
can't get it
that
done
makes it
before
sound
you-
like it needs to be finished, executed or prosecuted to completion. Both imply that it needs to be completed in a reasonable amount of time.
right.
Are we asking for that, or are we asking
Yes.
if they're making steps that indicate they're working towards completion?
No, it needs to be executed in a reasonable amount of.
I think what it's saying is that you have to be making steps
Yeah.
towards some sort of completion.
It
If you
says
can't
that-
do it in 45 days, there's got to be some positive
Right,
motion towards completion
right,
as you go past the 45 days. I
right.
think that's what she's
Right.
trying
How
to
about
get.
the word move? Move to completion.
Completion. Yeah,
That's friendlier.
yep, I think that's good.
Are we saying moved to completion or toward completion? Because that's something quite different.
Forward.
Yeah, but this is after the 45-day period. So there has to be progress being made after that 45 days is over.
But that's not what it
Right.
says,
Huh?
right?
What?
No, it's okay. I'm reading it differently, I guess.
I think that's what it's saying. If it's not able to be cured, significant steps
Towards-
toward curing.
Or- And if you haven't taken significant,
Right, then
Right.
then the
And
CPC
move
has the
to
right to take it to the
Yeah,
to the,
okay, yeah.
select board and the town meeting. That's what my,
So
is-
for, I was going to say, for clarity's sake, although it's not grammatically correct, in that third sentence in 2 where it says, or if not, if you capitalize that, because there's two things. There's the first part, and then there's the second part after the or. And then the third part is what happens, which is the significant steps. So it's either, you know what I mean? So significant steps is what happens if the either or the or are in play.
How about if the or is just capitals?
Yeah, that's what I was suggesting.
where is the or? Oh,
It's-
here, or,
yeah,
right there?
Yeah, it makes it much more, it makes it clear that there's sort of two things happening.
Right.
And then after the comma, after 45 days in the middle of that line,
Yeah,
the significant steps is the resulting, I don't know what the right word is, but that's what comes out as the end of those either and the ors. So either do one or you do two, and then the significant steps have to happen. So that's what we're looking for.
right, so if you put a
But
period
it's
after,
also,
if you put a period after written warning in the 5th line up or 4th line up, period. If it's not possible to reach an agreement within the 45 days and significant steps have not been taken towards reaching that agreement, then the CPC has the right to take this to the select board and town meeting. Is
I
that?
what if
do we
that
all
were
agree
made a
that
different,
do we all agree that that's what it's saying? We're trying to say?
part of the problem here is that there's actually just 2 bullet points. The
Yeah.
first is,
Yeah, I'm trying to separate them out, Mateo.
yeah,
right, well,
is
but the first one is the notification by certified mail or hand delivery. And then the second is, if these things are not resolved,
yeah,
then the CPC shall have the right to recommend termination of the grant. So what we've broken down in the 2, 3, and 4 really should just be 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah, okay.
There's just 2 steps to this.
Yeah,
oops. Well, what am I doing?
That's right.
Just,
If the issues
You- you
identified
go-
by the CPC are as unfulfilled obligations not cured through the 45 days of receipt of said warning,
Go back up to your top left. and- Yeah,
or significant steps toward curing are not taken within 45 days. And what did we say it was? And moved toward the grammar there isn't.
Oh, this was or,
Yeah,
it's or if
It should be-
not able to, okay.
yeah, or if not able
Or.
to be cured within 45 days.
So I'm backspacing here. Okay,
Technically, it should be or, comma, if not able to be cured, significant steps toward curing are not taken within 45 days. The
as that
CPC.
English teacher.
Sorry.
Really? It's
Okay.
fine, Mateo, we like it. We wanted it to be clear, so, and this
Yeah.
is.
No,
this
and
is
I
kind of
think
very
breaking it
complicated.
into 2 steps makes it clearer.
Yeah, Okay.
right? Like there's the warning and then there's the punishment. My kids get that.
Rather than,
We
rather
write
than,
it that way
natural
as warning
consequence.
and then punishment.
Natural consequence.
No, one more tiny thing in number 1, capitalize the A of as, please.
Yep.
okay, so I would like to hold the vote off on this until our next meeting, which will give all of us time to read and digest this, the recommended changes.
Do we have enough time given?
We
town
don't need
meeting?
this for town meeting. This is
Oh,
not,
oh, it's just us. Okay.
this is just
Oh,
us.
It's just us.
Okay, yeah.
That sounds good to me, Alan.
Okay, so I'm recommending that we hold the vote off until our next regular meeting, which is when, Linda? Do you have the thing there?
Pardon me?
When is our next meeting? May?
Oh, hang on.
Before town meeting?
Our next, we would theoretically be meeting on the 19th, but if we're all, we don't have to, if we do everything we need to tonight.
So that's 2 days before town meeting.
Right. Right, exactly.
If we want Rita, I think we should just push it off. And
We'll be
Linda, the
fixing-
two of you
Linda
guys will
too,
be
right?
swamped, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so we'll do a meeting in June. Not too
It would be
late.
the 16th of June.
Okay. And that will be a postmortem on the town meeting too.
Yep, right, because then
We're
we'll have
doing
all our,
June 16th.
June 16th.
So, at town meeting, I mean, I'll be, up front as the select board. I could answer questions, but somebody else from the committee really should be available on individual articles to either answer or identify somebody who, one of the sponsors for the articles.
I think I would prefer to be a backup because I'm going to be speaking on the planning board articles.
Would happily do Article 6.
Okay, Alan, are you going to be there just kind of? Or does somebody else want to kind of honcho
I
the
can-
articles?
I'll be there, but this will be my first town meeting, so I don't want to put my foot in anything.
Henry, do you want to do the signboard?
Of course, I was gonna say.
Yeah, Elaine. Yeah, and the first 2 articles are pretty straightforward.
I don't think we need any.
No, we don't really need
Explanation.
any explanation for that. And then maybe we just have to make sure that somebody from open space conservation is available for the Pelham Hill.
We can make
On
sure
hold.
of that before the meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I would assume Miriam's going to be there for Concom, so.
Yeah.
If not, I'll do that one as well.
Okay.
Thanks, Henry.
When was that?
Okay, so is that,
Which
You're
one
good?
was that, Henry? Which one was that?
It's which one
4
is
and
it?
5, I think.
4 and 5.
Both of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, we all set with this for now, and we'll just have it one more. We'll do it at the June meeting.
yeah, I think so. We can, we'll make sure that people from the various committees are there. So you and I can do that before
Okay.
okay.
Do we know if anybody from Kestrel will be there? Are they allowed to speak, or is it a?
I doubt they would come. Anybody who doesn't have to come to this town meeting. It's really,
Yeah. But-
because it's so, the problem, Mateo, with the town meeting is that you don't know exactly what time. So you could tell Kestrel, oh, it's Article 9, and that could take 40, getting to Article 9 could take 45 minutes, or it could take 3 hours and 45 minutes. There's just no telling. It really, so you kind of hate it. I think it's better if it's somebody local who's representing it, one of the, supporters.
Yeah, yeah. To answer your question though, Mateo, I mean, technically, people who are not residents can be invited to speak. But we're pretty informal compared to like, how Amherst used to be, where if you weren't a resident, they didn't let you talk. So.
Okay, we done on this one?
I think so.
Okay, so the next one is a tough one for me. I mentioned a while back that I would like to resign as chair of this committee. I've been a long time. In fact, I was looking it up. How long? You've been on this as long as I have, Rita. From almost from day one, from I think 2011. And I think it's just time that we got some new blood in on the leadership. And I'm getting tired of doing it, actually. So I'd like to tend to my reservation very soon. The committee will have to decide who will take over as chair. So
I have two things to share. One is I recently became chair of the new Energy and Climate Action Committee. So what I told the planning board was starting in the fall, they'll have a different representative. So it won't be on the CPC starting in the fall. So unlike this fall where my name was thrown into the hat, I won't be available. But I do want to, I do want to raise up what I recommended. I think it was last meeting. Although new to town, I think Mateo would be a great chair. I mean, he reads this stuff and thinks about this stuff, and there's only one way to get good at this stuff is to do it. This is a friendly committee.
Yeah. Well, and also we're more than willing to support and chip in and whatever, both Alan and I, who've done it, and the other members. So Mateo, I think you'd be great.
that's what I was thinking too, before this whole meeting started. So we're ganged up on you, Mateo. Gotta come up with a good excuse for not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, my only hesitation is again being I mean, I've lived in the town before, but being new as a homeowner in town, and also more importantly, being newly involved with the CPC and town government. So if I do it, it's going to be a learning curve.
Well, I think it would be for anybody. I mean, it's just, even if you've been here for a while, things change. It's always something new.
Yeah, I would say, Mateo, like there's someone on the energy committee who has been living in town for like 35 years and she's never served on a committee. So she's learning. I mean, generally, just your approach to asking questions and paying attention to this stuff is thoughtful, which is, I think, the primary requirement, just taking it seriously and trying to have a good process.
Yeah, the main issue, Mateo, I think, is history and historical decisions that have been made. And there's plenty of people here who've been on it for a long time and who can really help support you. I mean, I've got paperwork and computer documents going all the way back to 2011, which I will not dump on you unless you are some kind of a sadist and want, or masochist and want them.
Bring it on.
And I would volunteer to kind of put together a notebook for you, because I love notebooks, just of like key documents, things that I reference. I like, as I said, I like notebooks. A lot of people would do it electronically. So, you could do it electronically. I could do it electronically or just give you the paper, whichever you prefer. So everything from the statute to kind of information that we've gotten along the way about specific, like historic, I have some emails about allocations under the historic preservation. So just stuff I found useful and I reference.
Excuse me,
Elaine's got her hand up.
Yeah.
I just dropped in and out. I'm back, I'm on my phone right now because my computer dropped out. So who are we talking about?
We're convincing Mateo. We're convincing
Oh.
Mateo that
Perfect,
You should take it. See?
Right,
There you
and I
go.
want to say that I also disappeared as well because I had an important phone call that came through that I had to take. So I missed something as well.
Okay, so I would like to also put my voice in there that Mateo, I was hoping to say that he would be selected.
Agreed.
So it looks like the ganging up is mutual, is
Unanimous.
And we'll all help.
It's a groundswell of enthusiasm.
I know. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I would be honored to do it, but yeah, as I said, I expect that there would be a bit of a learning curve with procedural and other matters, historical as well, as Alan
of
said.
course, but like, I think it's clear that people are more than willing to help.
Great. Thank you.
I certainly would be.
Right. And the best part is when you hang up, you get to tell your family.
So do we need to make a couple of motions here?
Yeah. So I'll move that Mateo Pangallo. Well, Alan, I guess you have to officially resign, right?
Right, so the committee has to accept my resignation, correct?
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
a suggestion though. Alan, why don't you make it effective after town meeting so that he can come on after the wave?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's fine with me, except
Yeah.
I'm gonna force Mateo to do town meeting. And if I'm not there, somebody else is gonna have to do this. I don't know where I'm gonna be in the middle of May. So there's a possibility I'll be here, but there's a possibility I won't.
Well, Rita,
I'll be
me,
there.
Linda,
Yeah.
and Henry will be at town meeting, and Elaine, you'll be
And
there.
Elaine,
So, yeah,
right.
so,
Plenty of backups. I mean, there's plenty of
Yeah.
people that know. So I'm not
And
worried.
I think our articles will be just not that big
In the scheme of things,
in the scheme of things.
right. If
Yeah.
it comes after the library, everyone will be tired, so. you know.
Everybody will be gone
Or crying.
or crying. Okay, so
What date did we say the next town meeting?
May
well, town
21st.
meeting's May 21st.
May
So, and
21st.
then we had a meeting, we talked about meeting on June 16th. So we could make it effective then, Alan. How is that?
Yeah, yeah, we his first meeting.
Yeah, okay, so I will tender my resignation effective June 21st,
May 21st.
May 21st.
Yeah, and you're not
May-
resigning from the committee, right? You're just resigning as chair.
I'm resigning as chair.
Yeah, so it's
And
just to
then-
us. I mean, it doesn't have to go any further than
Then
that.
we'll talk about my position on the committee, because it's kind of a weird one anyway.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
so I will tender my resignation effective May 21st.
and then we can vote Mateo in at the June 16th meeting.
I should vote him in now so he doesn't go anywhere.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, we probably should if somebody wants to make a motion.
Sure, I'll make a motion that Mateo Pangallo is the chair of the CPC effective June
No.
16th,
No,
Why-
wouldn't
why
it
are we
be
making
May
it
20?
May 22nd,
May
22nd.
21st, May 22nd. Okay,
Yeah.
May 22nd.
right after town meeting.
Second. So I second.
Okay, so we'll vote. All those in favor, Scott, Farrell,
Aye.
Geddes,
Aye.
DeChiara,
Aye.
Paleo,
Aye.
and I guess Mateo could vote, right?
You should.
yeah,
Myself, right?
And Gallo,
I should recuse myself, right?
No, 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 no. You can vote.
Okay, aye. Aye,
Jason,
the
aye.
question mark?
So it's unanimous.
Great. Congratulations.
Yes,
Both of
thank
you.
you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
to
and
us.
thank you, Alan, for all your years
Yes.
of
Yes.
Well,
hard work and scheduling meetings and doing agendas.
well, it's been fun most of the time. All right, are there any other items we need to cover for tonight's meeting?
Now I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Do I hear a
Second.
second?
Second.
All those in favor, Farrell,
Aye.
Geddes,
Aye.
Vallejo,
Aye.
Chiara,
Aye.
Mangello,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Hanson, aye. Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Bye.